Skid Row.
Collectively known as Skid Row.
The mighty.
Separately known as a bunch of idiots.
Right.
What in the heck are you doing in Germany?
Man, we got offered to come over here and play with Def Leppard. It's been like 7 years since we've been over here. We just released a new record last week over here too. So it's been a long time coming, you know. And the fact is that Def Leppard are good friends of ours as well, so they're gracious enough to invite us out here.
When's the first time you guys got together with Def Leppard? Is it the first time you guys?
This is the very first show. Yeah, I mean we met them years ago. We were doing. I think actually Phil came out to the studio where we were doing our first album in Wisconsin of all places, and Phil stopped by the studio and we went to see them that night, and that's when we met them back in like 88, something like that, and then just run into them here and there and go to see shows. But never, this is the first time ever that we played a show together.
Yeah, they were so kind to us because they had no idea who we were, and they were staying at the same hotel where our recording studio was. And they came down to the studio, and then as they were leaving the day after the show, they all came down and dropped off bottles of champagne for us and, you know, wished us good luck and congratulations. And it was really such an amazing, you know, gesture on their part. We had no idea. We were just recording our first record, man. We were like, wow, you know. It was very cool.
We were talking about being in Germany. This is not the first time for you guys, but it's your first time.
Yeah, first time in Europe. So it's crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, obviously.
Very good beer.
Playing overseas, what kind of reception do you guys get that you really either don't get or you do get back in the States? Is it different over here? Are the people just different generally?
Yes and no. I mean, a rock fan is a rock fan, and that's the beauty of what we do. You know, it's the only thing really is a language barrier. But at least we have a smart enough lead singer where he could learn really quick, a few phrases here and there, you know, and really connect. So that's really the only difference. I think Germany overall is probably, our type of music is probably more guys than women. We're back in the States, it's probably 50-50, 60-40.
In part or whole, you guys have been basically playing, touring, performing since 1986?
That's when we started the band, Rachel, myself, and then we released our first record in 1989, January of '89, and started the tour the same day our record basically came out, and we've been pretty much going nonstop since.
14 years. What is it that keeps you going? I'm sure there's a lot of coffee involved as well as other things, but what keeps you going?
I mean, for a while there, I guess it was around 95 or 96, we split up. And when we decided we were going to get the band back together in like 99, we knew we were going to do it with a new singer and a new drummer, and that's when Johnny and Phil joined the band. And right at that point, that's when we got rejuvenated because, you know, we've been around, like we were just saying, we've been around the world a few times, Johnny and Phil haven't, so it kind of added a little fire under our ass to, you know, made us hungry again to really go out and do it. So the excitement, the adrenaline level, I think that's what keeps us going.
What kind of exposure have you guys had with U.S. forces? We were talking a little bit earlier, you guys actually played at Anderson Air Force Base in Bolan.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
It was an amazing experience for us because, again, going in all these countries and places where you've never been before is pretty overwhelming, you know, especially when you're from these small towns throughout the United States. You don't have much exposure to that unless, of course, you're, you know, a military baby. So when we played there, it was such a great response, and they were so just appreciative of the fact that we came there. And even though, as we play across the United States, you know, there's people who are home on leave and things of that nature who come to the shows, and we do a lot of dedications. Rachel especially does a lot of dedications to the armed forces for protecting our country, obviously, and giving us the opportunity to do what we do. And so, I mean, we're so appreciative of their. You know.
Where was it? We played Fayetteville, North Carolina, and man, it was the coolest. It was really cool. Great, man. The crowd's like, and you get a military crowd, like either on a base or close to a base. It's just, it brings up just the, you know, just like the patriotism too. Just like gets in, it amps you up that much more. You just, everyone goes nuts, and it psychs you, and you go nuts. You know, it's cool.
Let's talk about the new album. You guys have a new album out just a couple weeks ago. Let's talk a little bit about what went into producing the album.
Well, you know, we did everything backwards. You know, usually a band will reform or form in the first place, and they'll already have a bunch of songs ready, and they'll record them and then go out and tour. Well, we did it the exact opposite. I joined the band in early January of 2000, and within 2 weeks we were on tour with Kiss on their farewell tour, which is, you know, still going.
Was it
so we did it absolutely backwards. We went on the road for 9 months with those guys, and along the way, started writing the songs and basically recorded when we had breaks and did demos, and it's been a constant circle of touring, writing, and recording. And finally, it all came together and was finished. But it was a great experience for me to get to work with these excellent songwriters, and proven, #1 songs, and the production of the record. Some of it was done in New Jersey there at Bon Jovi Studio, which was a beautiful place to work. So, man, it was a positive experience, and finally get to see the fruits of it coming out now.
I guess for you it's kind of a challenge because you're coming into the game sort of new. You've got to come up with some new material, and then you've got to go through 10 years, 14 years of previous music that's already been written and
Right.
performed. So you've got to learn all that.
Yeah, I did that.
That's
Gosh,
one hell of
we've
a
done
cram session,
400 songs. We've probably done 400, 500 shows since I joined. So those songs feel like they're my songs now. So it's a good mix of Skid Row's past and the present. The shows show it.
Is it tougher overseas on the road or back in the States on the road?
Don't know yet.
I mean, way back when it was tough just because of dissension within the band, and just, you went on the bus, you hung out. But this time it's like we all get along so good that, we'll see how it goes. We went out since May, basically, so, you get road warp every now and then, but, I mean, it's cool coming over here again, and, things still the same. I mean, rock fans are rock fans, which is the greatest thing.
Guys who are watching this broadcast and seeing this interview might have a chance to catch you in some of the other stops along the European tour that you guys are on. Where else are you headed? What are some of the highlights?
Oh man.
We're going to Munich. We're going to Cologne, Stuttgart, like 3 other. We're playing somewhere in Switzerland.
Berlin.
We're playing Berlin, and then somewhere in Switzerland. Then we're going to the UK, and we're playing a bunch of shows. London.
Does it ever get old? I mean, obviously, you guys are just coming back into it again for the first time in a while. But I mean, does it get old? It's still
Not for me.
Yeah.
No, you get tired. I mean, the traveling does beat you up, and being away from home, as I'm sure everyone watching this could understand, it's like being away from home beats you down every now and then, but, you're with your buds, and you're living a dream life. I mean, we got the easiest job in the world.
Truly do, man. I mean, you get to drink free beer and smoke cigarettes and play music. I mean, give me a break.
We're very lucky to be able to do
like,
what we're doing.
hello? Kidding me? I'm like, duh. I'll take that gig.
If you guys, that's priceless. If you could say one thing the U.S. forces are going to watch us, what would you tell the guys out there?
Thank you.
They
God
are the
bless you
bravest men and women in the world. The bravest.
Absolutely.
Anybody who lays herself on the line for their country and the people of that country, in my view, are far braver than I could ever be. And I can only relate in the fact that my brother and my father served in the armed forces as well. And
Grandfather over here, your father.
My dad was in World War II.
mine as
Brother-in-law.
well. So I have tremendous respect for them for what they did and sacrificed. So I'm able to do what I do. You know what I mean? Our country's the greatest country in the world. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's the greatest country in the world, and I love all the places that we go to. But man, when I get home and step foot on that ground, I'm like, I kiss the ground because I know that I have it better than
He has
anybody
too.
else.
I've seen him kiss it.
Yeah, not
Oh,
on
no,
purpose.
That was your ex-chick.
Right.
I just wanted to say too that God bless you and be safe.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Guys, thanks for joining us.
You
Our
got it.
pleasure.
Thank you.
You got
Thank
it.
you very much.